Well, welcome to the Michael's Entertainment Michigan Wedding Podcast, designed for engaged couples curious to learn more about the people that make up the Michigan wedding industry on a deeper and more personal level. I'm Seth, your host, and today we're here at the Meeting House Grand Ballroom in downtown Plymouth, here with my good friend Todd, who, along with his wife Tracy, have owned and managed the Meeting House Grand Ballroom for many years now.
Yep.
How you doing, Todd?
Doing good, thank you, Seth. Welcome again, and it's great to be here. We love our facility here, and we're coming up under 6 years.
6 years now.
Tracy and I, yep.
Yeah.
It's been a fantastic operation here. We love our brides and grooms. This is a great place here in downtown Plymouth, and a family business for us.
Absolutely. I used to live in downtown Plymouth, actually back in the day, over Plymouth Park Apartments.
Yep, there you go.
Not too far. Yeah.
There you go.
I was 18. It was my first apartment outside of home, and I used to ride my bike through downtown Plymouth on my days off.
There you go.
And I'd pass right by the Meeting House, and I had no idea how incredible this place was at the time. But this place is something else. Seriously.
Yeah, we're a nice little hidden jewel here in the downtown area here. Again, a great facility, perfect location, downtown Kellett Park, all great restaurants. Walking distance.
Can't beat it.
Some awesome bar hopping to do. To speak, after our great brides and grooms leave and finish the night, so to speak.
No doubt.
Downtown.
So this has been a long time coming, this conversation we're having. We were originally going to have it back in March.
Yep.
And the whole world turned upside down. But when we hung out, I think briefly before that, we stopped when we were in the neighborhood. You had a new member of the family, a little puppy?
Oh yeah, we got one of those little new puppies. It was a good time for us, and it was nice to have time off to get that puppy trained.
There you go.
She just turned 1 year old, so.
Oh, that's sweet.
We're a dog family. Love our dogs.
Yeah, we got a little Maggie. She's 17 now, so
there you go.
Been a long time since she was a puppy, but she's still she's got those moments where she's young again, she's jumping around like the arthritis isn't actually there. She forgets,
Yeah.
But
we all love our four-legged friends.
But what's it like, man, to own the coolest wedding venue in downtown Plymouth? That must be pretty sweet.
It's exciting. This business has been in my blood, the hospitality industry. I always say my story goes, I used to wash dishes in the back, so I think I've worked myself from the bottom to the top, so to speak. And it is a fun business. You work with brides and grooms, you work with happy people, which is nice.
Yeah.
You're creating a lifetime event for two great people, both their families, and some awesome friends and relatives of those families, and you're creating memories. And that's what the wedding industry is all about. And we have great support from you guys, from the DJs, from the photographers, to the cake vendors, to the florists, and even our other local competitors here in the market.
Sure.
We're all wedding focused. It's a tough industry to be in, but it's very gratifying.
Yeah, it's absolutely rewarding when you got good people and good staff like you guys got to make it all. Knock it out of the park.
It does take a team. You got it.
Yep.
Our staff's very important to us.
So you mentioned that you were washing the dishes in the back. What's the story for how you and Tracy came to own it? That must be.
Well, it does go all the way back to the original Mayflower Hotel, which used to be across the street, and that was part of the family business. I was one of again, I've been in hospitality, so I've got a chef background. And I was a chef for 30 years, so I've worked the back.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
so you went from washing the dishes to cooking the food and now running the biz.
You got it.
Wow.
Yeah. Started off as a country club, in high school, washing dishes, and worked myself through Schoolcraft College.
I went there too.
Yeah.
That's where when I was living up the road. I was going to Schoolcraft. Yep.
Great college up there in Livonia. Did the culinary arts program. Did a couple years out at Iowa State for hospitality management, and then the culinary degree. And that really kind of kept me glued to this industry.
Sure.
And Tracy and I met at the old hotel across the street.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, in the original dining room. She was a service server, and I was one of the cooks there. And from there, it just kind of took off.
That's awesome.
And when we left the old Mayflower, we both Tracy went into mortgages, and I went over to Ann Arbor. I was a hotel shop for 20 years, and Tracy worked in the mortgage industry. And 20 years later, we made a roundabout and came back. My aunt and uncle, Randy and Mary, were running the facility. They were at their 20-something years of running it.
So your aunt and your uncle were running.
Absolutely.
Was it the Meeting House then, or was it still the Mayflower?
It was still the Meeting House.
Meeting House at that point. Okay.
Yep. So they took over from my grandparents. They had the ownership, and then they took over and ran the facility specifically over here about 20, 25 years. We heard that they had the interest of, possibly retiring, so kind of dove our noses into the idea of it, and had a little sit down one afternoon, and here we are. So it's nice because it's a family-run business, and we're the third generation to own and operate the
Third
facility.
generation?
You got it.
So your aunt and your uncle were the previous?
And then my grandparents.
Your grandparents were the first one. 1963, I was reading on the website.
1965.
65,
Yep.
That's right, yep.
So, back in 1965, that first year, that was my parents got married. They were the first wedding here, number one.
Your parents were the first ones that got
Yes.
married here?
Yes.
Wow.
Yep. So, and they just had their anniversary, August 7th this year.
Well, congratulations to the family. That's
you got it.
really exciting.
And 55 years. So
55 years.
We are in rare company, so to speak. And they say this industry is tough, and to have a third generation in an industry such as this is even a little more extreme.
Yeah.
And
Not a lot of people can say that. Yeah.
that's correct.
One of the things that's always really blown me away with you and Tracy is, you always hear people talk about how it can be challenging to run a business with a loved one, especially a husband, wife, best friend, but you guys have proved that it's possible. I mean, you successfully run the business, and you still have a healthy relationship. For listeners out there that might be a couple that might be talking about starting a business one day together, what advice do you have for them to maybe help them have the success that you guys have had?
Well, absolutely. It is a give and take. You may not agree on all decisions. You do need to come to a conclusion eventually that 51% is more accurate than 49%. And sometimes if you can't come to the same decision, you know what, maybe you just kind of, put that discussion to the table that for a day or so, revisit that. You got to give yourself some time to think about some of the decisions, and maybe it's not the decision that what's best for me, but what's best for the business, what's best for the meeting house at the end of the day. And you got to kind of pull the personal aspects out of it and do kind of dive down into the business aspect of your big decisions, whether it be a financial decision, whether it be a purchase decision, or whether it be even a maintenance issue decision.
Something small.
Yeah, something small. Do you buy that new dishwasher this year? Do you wait till next year? Do you change your menus this year? What's going to be the best for the overall company? Put your heads together. Cool heads will prevail. Yes, you'll have some challenges, okay? But that's just like any business operation. It can be a little more under the microscope when you're with your spouse. But at the end of the day, you work for the company, and you still go home, and things are still going to be okay.
Yeah, so it sounds like a big key from what I'm hearing is trying to separate the emotion
Yes.
as best you can from
Absolutely.
the strategy of actually running a business.
Somewhat, yep. There is that, and again, there's always the correct answer, and you just got to get to that answer. It may take you a little while.
Patience?
Patience. But for the most part, we would agree together. And the more you're into this business, the more you'll learn, what your partner has, in their head, and the direction that they want in terms of making those big financial decisions or other decisions in that direction.
So don't be rushed with those,
Absolutely
if you need
not.
to table it, like you said, what, we can't come to an agreement right now. Instead of making a quick decision and let's take our time.
You got it.
Let's talk about it tomorrow or next week. And
Probably some of it, and that's some of the advice that we got from our aunt and uncle, when they kind of trained us and kind of gave us the reins, and they went through a lot of that themselves. And
Sure.
the same thing, if you can't come to a decision, don't make the decision right then.
That's really, honestly, I'm gonna put that in my notes for later.
You got it.
Because that might be good advice, even if you're not running a business, just running a family.
Pretty much.
Do you see a lot of parallels between running a family and running a business and running a kitchen? Like,
There is. Yep, there is. Different levels, different on financial levels, so to speak, but for the most part, it is the same.
yeah,
You're right.
the principles at least,
You
the
got it.
foundation kind of.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you for sharing that, because I think a lot of people are going to get a lot of value out of. I know I did out of what you just said.
Absolutely.
You know, so let's talk about the food a little bit, because we've probably done, I don't know, 30 or 40 weddings here with you guys over the past 10 years, and every meal we've had has been off the charts. I mean, served hot, steamy, packed with flavor. And it seems like it's not always the same thing. It's diverse. The menu guide, from event to event. I guess, like, walk me through how you maintain such a consistent quality in your kitchen, and maybe talk a little bit about how you help guests or help your clients pick the menu for their particular event.
Okay. Yeah, the food does start at the heart of the kitchen. Starts with the person who's running and operating that. Again, I do have background in the culinary arts field, so I kind of got that food in me, and that'll never go away. My twin brother is actually our executive chef, and he's been on board for a couple
That's right.
years.
Sometimes I've seen him at the end. I'm like,
Yeah.
wait,
Yeah.
hey Todd, and he's like, I'm not Todd.
Yeah, one of my best kept secrets around here. So he's currently our executive chef, and we are known for.
You are Todd,
food.
though, right?
That's right. That's right. We are known for awesome food and our great service. And food is utmost importance. As long as the bride and groom are here on time and ready to go, we're on time. We say dinner served at 7:15. Our kitchen doors are opening up at 7:15. We're going to start. Timing is important. The quality of the food and the ingredients that you purchase. So you can purchase locally. You got some great local people here. You got Gordon Food Service. You got some great produce people out of Detroit. Great products, as long as you purchase good quality at the front end, put it in the hands of a talented chef, get this food served in a timely manner and piping hot and fresh. That's the key to success.
Oh, yeah.
Great food. And the big thing is timing. So the chef has to finish up with those plated meals moments before we're ready to open up those doors, and all wheels are spinning. Service staff are top notch. They've got to be ready to go, and you just move like a Swiss watch. Okay, just timely, consistent, and without glitches.
Right. So I remember I DJ'd my friend Lauren's. It's always cool when you get to be a part of someone's wedding.
Oh, yeah.
It's always fun. When you know somebody, you get those warm and fuzzies. I'm sure
You
you've
got it. Oh, yeah.
experienced that too. Yeah. I DJ'd my friend Lauren Malley was her name before. That was her maiden name. But she a few years back, and I remember you guys put together a Polish meal that was just unforgettable. I know her family had some Polish. Are you able to sometimes, like, how do you customize? Like, where do your menu options come from? Like, is it seasonal? Is it, for every event it's kind of different? Do you have a few options you let them pick from?
We do. You could choose a plated meal, buffet meal, famous style meal with us here. Most of the entrees are quite similar amongst the three styles of servicing. There's a few items that are better served family style versus plated, such as probably that Polish meal that we were talking about.
Yeah.
or putting it on a buffet. It's coming out of all the same kitchen, the same talented chefs are putting that food together. We've got tried and true recipes. All of our appetizers are homemade here, very specific to our own recipes that we've created, and just some great items. And again, you got to have the talent of a great chef to put the food together, be able to taste it. And we kind of transitioned with my brother into clean food. So elimination of gluten products, soy products to the best as possible. Using all natural olive oils instead of traditional butters and creams.
Oh,
and
nice.
stuff like that.
Olive oil, and the flavor of olive oil too is.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it just freshness.
Yeah.
And as long as you can kind of get in towards that mindset when it comes to your food, you can really create a very healthy and appetizing meal.
Oh, yeah.
And And our portions are awesome. We've got great sized portions.
Absolutely.
Full meal service.
You're always full. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And you don't forget, we got late night snacks as well, too.
Oh, yeah.
So some pizzas, we got some taco bars and items like that.
Right.
So,
When they're grooving, they're burning those calories, they're running
got
out,
it.
and then, recharge. Let's do it.
got it. You got it.
So, I guess couples that are listening that are maybe thinking, hey, I want to learn more, what's the process for getting in touch with you
Okay.
to start the booking process?
Oh, absolutely. First off, we'd always say visit our website. Okay, we've got everything online, have all of our menus online, a ton of pictures, and then reach out to us and book a showing with us. It takes about 45 minutes to an hour. We're open, most normal days. Traditionally closed on Sundays. Just bear that in mind. Most we have a wedding event.
Sure.
And then we'll get you in. We'll show you around. Either my wife, Tracy, or I will be willing to walk you through. Kind of show the facility, walk through all of our special event space that we have here. We sit down with our brides and grooms individually. We walk them through all of our contract papers and all of our menus, answer any questions in regards to food, price points, and then we'll look at some open dates. 2021 is going to be a busy year.
Tough
so
year,
we'll
especially
see ya.
you probably don't have almost no Saturdays left for those peak dates, right?
Novembers and Decembers we have open.
A little bit?
We've
Cool.
got pretty much Saturdays booked September, October, and even in August as well.
Yeah.
But
So-
there are some few great dates still available. in the
Fridays,
year.
Sundays,
Yep, Fridays and Sundays. And then if you're really looking to that 2022,
too, which is a only option for a lot of folks.
pretty much. That's where we're going to start to see the wheel spinning pretty soon here. It's 2022, and those will probably be our Christmas engagement brides, and into next year, Valentine's Day around there. So that's usually a big push come winter time. Christmas holiday, into the new year, into Valentine's Day, a lot of engagements.
Oh, yeah.
So that's usually our busy time of the
January,
year.
February,
You got it. So
phones are
not
ringing off the
quite-
hook, you're right? Yeah.
Phones ringing, maybe not as many wedding events, but it's the time of the year to start planning
Right.
and start booking those events.
And speaking of planning, let's say when a couple does book with you, what do you do to kind of hold their hand through the planning process leading up to the event?
Okay. Well, we are on site, and we give comfort in our brides and grooms that we're owners as well as operators. So we're on site, we're here, we open our doors, we close our doors.
Yeah, every event I've ever done with you guys, you've personally been
We're
here.
here.
You and Tracy.
Yep, we're here. We're absolutely here. And
That's pretty admirable. You
that's
know?
a huge selling point for us. Not all venues would have owners, operators on site. Sometimes they work with banquet captains, it works fine for some places. We're a family business, so we're going to take care of you, and we're going to coordinate with our brides and grooms from the beginning all the way until lights up at the end of the night, and wish them the best of luck.
Oh yeah, yep. So I know usually we're the last ones out the door, and I know you're definitely here till the last person's out the door. 'Cause
You got
that's
it.
us carrying our cart out.
You got it, absolutely. So, but it's a labor of love, and it's just how we operate it. It's how we do it, and it's how we feel a very upscale, prominent venue such as us needs to be operated.
Yeah.
And it will put the mindset in the guests, and they will turn into future events and future bride and grooms and future referrals.
And selfishly, you obviously just love what you do.
We do. It is a labor of love.
Yeah.
I always say this: the hospitality industry is a tough industry to be in. Gotta be married to it, so to speak. There's really no half in it, half out of it. You've got to give it your all.
Yeah.
It takes up time. That you'll miss some family events, yes. But for the most part, you really got to be into this business.
Yeah, absolutely. So I know with a lot of the uncertainty, there have been some events that people have booked that it turned out, they can't have it inside. Do you have a capacity on site to do an outside event in worst case scenario?
Yeah, and we did do a few events outside in tent rental, and we maxed out about 100 people for those events, and they were successful.
Sweet.
We still used the inside for the restrooms and bar servicing.
And your
But,
kitchen and all that?
And the
and so-
kitchen, yeah.
Perfect.
But the guests were downstairs, outside, parking lot, under a tent.
So you can make it
Enjoy
happen.
We can make it happen.
That's
We can make
really
it
good
happen.
news for a lot of people.
Yeah, we can make it happen. And for the foreseeable future, we're probably going to have smaller events moving forward into next year, and we can accommodate those. You know, if we need to do a wedding for just a nice small event, 50 people, it's something that may not have been in our wheelhouse in the past, but uncertain times, you start doing uncertain things sometimes,
right.
And we're starting to. You got to be creative in these times.
Yeah, adapt to the new situation.
Yeah. So smaller events, bridal showers, wedding showers, your funerals, those are all in the small 50, 60, 70 person range, and those are available here at the Meeting House.
Sure.
As well as all of our future wedding events. We'll max out at 300, but we can go anything under that as well. So we just got to stay in line with what our state guidelines tell us.
Absolutely. So I know in a little bit, you were gracious enough to give us a little tour through the space, but before we do that, is anything else on your mind you want to talk about as far as kind of what makes you guys unique? And
we love our business here. Again, just being family run, orientated, all hands on deck kind of a company that we are, owner operator. It's really how we push that a lot because it's unique. It's unique to us. Our food really sells us a lot, and we get some great reviews on servicing as well.
Oh yeah.
And being in this great, beautiful city of downtown Plymouth, it almost sells itself in that manner as well.
Absolutely.
And we just really enjoy being here, and this place isn't going to go anywhere. We're not going to go anywhere anytime soon. Many years before I need to retire. So,
absolutely.
We're going to keep hosting happy brides and grooms and baby showers and whatnot for the foreseeable future.
A lot of beautiful memories left to make in these hallowed halls here.
You got it.
I think we got half a dozen events in the books with you guys next year, so we're looking forward to lots of good times. And thanks again for taking the time to talk with me today, Todd. It's been a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
You bet.